Hi, this is Roger, thanks for dropping by. And before we start today, we have some apologies. As we know, YouTube runs algorithms against our videos before we load them, well, whether you know it or not, they do, to check for things that they would class as undesirable. And obviously these algorithms not only run against the videos, they run against the comments that you good people put in and the answers that I might put underneath them. So those are word checks, and they obviously have a massive list of words that are taken out of context, and if they exist, they've been moving some of my comments into a section that I've never had anything in before, so I don't look at it. When I go into YouTube Studio to look at my comments, I'm looking under published comments, and next to it is held for review. Now there's never anything in there, but there is now. Guess why? What's new to the channel? It's the bird feeders. Now in your mind, go through the list of birds that we've had and talked about and find the word that they're objecting to. This is the name of a family of birds. It's legitimate. It's got a capital T at the start of it, and they've hoiked out quite a lot of the comments. Now I've approved them and put them back now that I've spotted them, and I will keep my eye on them for future reference. But yeah, so apologies if somebody, if you've noticed, it won't have affected many people. But if you've put a comment on my channel and come back and it's not there, then that was why they've gone into held on review. So sorry about that. As I said, it hasn't happened before. I think I've had half a dozen in the whole life of my channel that have gone into review, and some of those were genuine. I would not have wanted those comments on my channel. Some of them don't get picked out by YouTube, and I spot them myself and think, oh no you don't, we're not starting that on my channel. So I am looking at all the comments and checking that they're okay, not just for me to read, because I'm a bit thick-skinned, I'm not that fussed, but others. And there are some that watch the channel that may be of a more sensitive nature, that don't want anything untoward, so I keep my eye on it. Anyway, sorry about that. And without further ado, we'll get on with today's clips, which is a bit of a mixture. Yeah, I'll just say that, it's a bit of a mixture, and right at the very end there's a clip that some people won't believe. That's why I filmed it. I nearly didn't believe it myself, but it's another bird to put on the list, but in a very strange place. You'll have to watch to the end to see it, won't you? Oh, you can skip through, can't you? I can't win. See you in a bit. Okay, well most of today from my point of view is actually setting up the stuff for the birds. The bird bath has arrived. Although it looks sort of antique, it's just plastic. But it'll work, I'd have preferred it to be not quite so basin shaped, that way it would stay shallow. Because although I can put a small amount of water in there, because obviously we don't want the birds up over their head, do we? But it'll get rained on, so it's going to get topped up by rain, and it'll end up full at times, like what's coming this week. We've got 2 named storms coming in with torrential rain and high winds and everything, so it'll be full up and it'll overflow. So it's got ground clips to be able to sort of staple it into the grass if you had it on your lawn, but I'm going to put it on the patio. Now potentially it can blow over in the wind, and I'm just going to have to live with that, because I can't peg it down on paving slabs obviously, and I don't think it will. I think it's going to be stable enough to stay there, and if on the very odd occasion it blows over, I can pick it up and put some more water in it. But by having it on the patio, I can pick it up and tip it, so that when I want to clean it I can just tip the water out. If it's pegged down somewhere, I can't do that. You know, so how do I get the old stale dirty water out to give it a clean and that? So I'll just put it on the patio for now. And we've got the bird feeders to set up and everything. And yeah, we're at a strange time of year, because obviously you've noticed there's a bit more than just orchids on the channel. We're doing the birds now. We've also got the bonsai, which has always been there, but there'll be a bit more of that this year, especially the going out and collecting some new ones. So that'll be like starting a bonsai from scratch, you know, just from a wild tree. So that's another aspect, shall we say. But the problem we've got is it's too early to collect those trees. It's too early to repot the bonsai that I want to repot. There's no point in doing the pruning yet. I just as well do that when I do the repots, or around that time. They'll all get done together. And the birds will come and go, and hopefully we will get lots eventually. And the orchids, although I keep saying there's not much going on out here, there is stuff going on out here. It's just that there's whole sets of plants with not much going on. You know, there's nothing going on with the Miltoniopsis. There's whole swathes of Oncidium types, the Miltonias up here, you know, with nothing going on. There's lots of Dendrobiums with nothing going on. So, you know, I mean, I've only got one spike amongst my Tolumnias, just the one. And the Twinkles will be going over soon, you know, so they won't be around much longer. So, yeah, although I keep saying there's not much going on, there is. Dracula Bella's got a new spike progressing, so hopefully we'll get another nice big Dracula bloom soon. So anyway, I've got lots of little jobs to do today, and that includes going into town to do some banking, because looking at the weather forecast for the week, this is probably the only day when I'm going to get to do it and actually stay dry and not get blown up the road with all the tin cans and stuff. So it's going to be one of those weeks for the sound of it. So batten down the hatches and all that sort of stuff. So I wonder whether it's worth putting the bird feeders out yet. They're going to, you know, they might even get blown off the hooks and splatted on the ground. But we'll give it a go. This garden is pretty sheltered here. You know, it's pretty sheltered, so even though we might get high winds, hopefully they won't be too bad, and we'll see how it goes. Anyway, I'll get on with my first task, and I'll be back. Okay, I don't normally film outside, so I don't know how much of the sound the camera will pick up, but there'll be quiet bits anyway. But what it will pick up is the birds singing. And the traffic, unfortunately. That twittering you can hear is goldfinches. They are around. Right. Got some more hooks to put in. That's my starter screwdriver. These hooks are very difficult to actually start once they get going out, okay. We're not going to get a lot of weight on them anyway. Now that ticking sound you can hear is the robin who's just there, who's getting annoyed because I'm in the way. That's his alarm call. Sorry, I'll be out of the way in a minute. So that robin's already established that this is his feeder, a regular feeder, and there's a human there. How dare they? So he'll be probably straight on the feeder as soon as I get out of the way. peanuts, only half full, because I don't think they'll get used up very quickly yet. If we start getting the birds, lots of birds on a very regular basis, it'll get emptied quicker. But they're susceptible to getting mould and things like that, so we won't waste them by filling it right up and having to throw half of them away. Go there. And then we've got the sunflower hearts. Again, I've only half filled that, and it's the least likely to get used at the moment because we haven't got the finches. So I'll actually put it there. It's going to be hidden from the grow room. And then we've got our suet balls. They're full of seeds and all sorts of stuff. There's lots of stuff in there, it's not just fat. And you can go in there like that. And that's a sturdy feeder, that one. It's got a metal hook. You know, it's all metal. It's actually quite a well constructed one. The others are sort of cheap and cheerful. Right, and then we've got our bird bath. Seed. That's why I don't want to peg it down. I can pick it up and do that with it, which means I can also tip dirty water out and put clean water in. So we'll just I think a good place to put it would actually be there, simply because it's right next to the bushes. You know, the birds will have somewhere to dash away. So that's that. And then this is what I was using before, just a container. What we'll do is we'll just get some fresh water. The tap's behind the camera, so a quick rinse. Mostly rainwater now, I expect. And then we'll start off with some tap water, and when the storm comes tomorrow, it will be greatly filled up with rainwater and probably overflowing. Sounds like it's going to rain a lot of tomorrow. And then another storm comes in a day later. There we go, it's enough to have a splash in, which is all I want. I'll take it back indoors now. So there we go, we've got 4 feeders now. I don't need to put any more seed on the top here, there's still plenty there. I'm just spreading it around a bit so it all seems to have got bunched up a bit. There's plenty still there at the moment. Right, let's see what happens. Now I'm filming this because nobody will believe it. What do you think is sat on that roof if I zoom in? Yes, that is 2 ducks. On a rooftop. They've just come into land now while I was getting dressed, so it was early in the day. Those are mallard. So another one for the list of seen from the garden or windows, like the gulls. But yeah, 2 ducks. So if you count these sort of flybys, we could get some interesting items on the list. I mean, a heron could fly over, various sorts of geese, other types of duck. I mean, the river's not far away and the farmland's just out the back, so keep my eye out. Anyway, just a quick clip of 2 ducks on a roof. Now that's something I've never seen. I've never seen a duck land in such a place. They tend to land on the ground or on the water, not on a rooftop. Anyway, obviously they do. There we go.